Good morning, guys. Say hi, babe.
Hi, babe.
Hi, babe. All right, this is Thursday. I don't even know what the date is today. But anyway, we're on our way to, this is the day that we try and round up all the large properties. We put both machines on. So today and tomorrow we run all the big properties, like the commercials tomorrow, and today is all of our larger, anyway, I keep saying large properties, but anyway. So we've got both machines on the trailer, and we're getting ready to head out to our first one, which is technically the furthest one away, because we like to work our way back towards the house. That's the way we like to do. But do you have anything fancy to say?
It's smoky.
It is definitely still smoky.
It's hard to breathe.
It is weird. The sun is shining in the sky. Ain't an empty cloud in sight, and it's not raining. Literally, it's like we're in a fog, in a haze, like continuously. I don't know if you guys can see that out the window, but it's a nasty, and there are certain points and places where you'll smell it. It just kind of smells like burnt plastic in the air. Like they say it's from the Canadian wildfires. Who knows what's really going on?
They said the index starts at 300 and our area is at 311.
Yeah, they're saying that we are technically in hazardous. And when you look at the report on the Weather Channel, where it gives you the mapping of where the worst smoke infiltration is, we are dead in the middle. Like, what was it? Wooster, Medina,
Worcester,
West Akron area, Canton. We're all kind of like in the super thick of it. The reports yesterday were saying that Chicago and Detroit had some of the worst air qualities in the world yesterday. Things have shifted a little bit, and it's moved it more our way even than yesterday. So it's pretty nasty. Can't really smell it like we were smelling it yesterday. Yesterday we were in some places that were kind of higher up. As soon as you go up in elevation, the smoke gets even thicker. Right now we're kind of in a bowl. But anyway, guys, we're going to get on to the first property. I'm going to try and get you some video there. Guys, we're trying out a new line, the Ballistic 9.5 by Shakespeare. We've been doing the Echo Black Diamond, and I was going to get more, and I plan on still getting more. But this stuff right here, I think it was like $17 for this roll. What do you think of it, babe? Of this line? If you don't like it, I don't like it. I think we both kind of feel the same way about it. We're going to go back to the Echo Black Diamond almost certainly. But this is what we're running right now. We'll see how that goes. I don't like. Feel the difference in the sound. The fact that this line likes to wrap around itself, I'm not a fan of that either. There she goes. She's going to take care of the perimeter and get started on cutting the main field on the other side. And I'm going to set up to trim this out and do what we do. Hi guys. So I'm always watching the Spencer lawn care videos, and I'm always catching his tips on what he's talking about. Always make sure you're doing something, trying to keep yourself busy, that you're increasing your productivity and everything. And I think that's something that's good to focus on. Just always doing something. If she's mowing, I'm trimming. If she's unloading, I'm gassing up equipment, that kind of thing. Just trying to increase that productivity. The quicker we get on property and off, the greater our profit margin is. Portion of this right here that I gotta turn off because my deck will scalp it trying to turn the corner. Now if you see that there, I purposely round out that corner and trim the whole area so that we're not coming into this corner tightly and then having to make an abrupt turn. That abrupt turn will tear the grass, right? And it just increases your speed on getting through the project. So I think that's super important, guys. With the perimeter pass, we gotta get out of the way. See what I'm talking about? No watch. I cut in tight, he doesn't have to come in too tight. Now, as you can see, guys, I've got some obstacles here. This is kind of a standard deal. This gutter fell, and it hasn't been picked up or cleaned up. I just try and trim around it the best that I can. You're going to run into this a lot on properties. Just do your best not to damage anything, and try and make it look as good as possible. I'm not going to take any extra time to clean up, but to clean up somebody else's mess, but I'm going to do the best that I can to work with what I got. Now I've got poison ivy over here on this side, so I purposely haven't been trimming it, simply because I'm allergic bad. So let me give you a tip on trimming poison ivy. So it has everything to do with directional trimming, right? That's something you want to pay attention to. So if you do have a lot of poison ivy and you need to trim it out, what you can do is use the directional trimming. So as this head rotates counterclockwise, I'm not going to come in just like this and whack back and forth on this and just throw it everywhere. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my head a little bit, and I'm going to only use the right side of the trimmer line, and I'm going to gently throw it away from me. I'm not going to full throttle it. I'm not going to whack at it real hard. I'm just going to gently whip it away. and allow it to kind of blow away from me. I'm not trying to clean this up completely. I'm just trying to lock it back before we get out of control. This is poison oak, by the way. So there you go. That's a quick demonstration on how you can trim poison ivy without getting it all over yourself. So I got nothing on me. And I'm not looking to make this perfect. I'm just trying to knock back the poison ivy so it doesn't continue to go out of control. And if you guys are ever wondering how to tell the difference between poison ivy and poison oak will always have these notches. So it looks more like an oak leaf rather than an ivy leaf. And for the record, that's like a Virginia creeper. That's a non-poisonous, non-irritable ivy. I know I'm talking a lot of smack here, but let's keep going before I lose all my time. As far as I want to go with it. Like I said, I'm battling this poison ivy, so I'm not trying to get it on. Now we got this little hillside slope too that I need to trim kind of more of it than just the edge. Alright, now we only trim around the trees in the back like every third cut or so, so we're going to continue out front. I only knock this stuff down when it starts to get, unmanageable. And the reason is because I'm trying to keep the cost down for the customer. If I had to trim it out every week, I'd have to add at least another $10 onto my price. We're going to continue on. And I'm sure most of you guys in the industry understand this concept. Be careful around air conditioners. So we got a toad. I'm gonna take him across the street where he'll be safe. Get him over here. hoping it's safe now. I'll let my brother not a huge fan of this Wendy dumped her chute right there. How do you guys prefer to flip edge? I personally like to walk backwards on the concrete side, like stand on the concrete and walk backwards, but I mean, I do it anyway, I have to. But like in this type of situation where, you know, the truck is really close, I got to be careful how I flip edge this, and I'll give you an idea of what I do here. So first I got to trim it, and then I'll flip edge it. That's that. Well, that's officially all the trimming, guys. So I'm gonna get on actually getting this thing cut. Wendy's not a huge fan of these hills, specifically this side. There's a pretty good crest on this, and she's still new to the game, right? So I try to be kind and do that type of stuff for her, so she doesn't have to worry about it as much. As you can see, Wendy's just about done, and I'm working the double cut now. Yeah, pretty much going to finish this up here in about the next 10 minutes. Do a little bit of blowing off, and then we'll be on to the next. I'll come back to you guys after we get to that point. I've done a lot of filming here, and I'm definitely starting to get pressed for time. So we're going to move on. Get back to you later, guys. Peace. skip through that one?
No. It's too close to his truck. I don't know if he's going to clean up our tires. They need it before he goes on in this here cement. Should have took mine first.
I just thought about that. Yeah, I gotta put her machine's a little heavier. It has the Kawasaki engine on it. So we put that up front. That way we don't have tail heavy.
Yeah, that's what happens when you Sorry, I had a moment. It's like he just got his driver's license today.
I know I should have been doing my due diligence and blowing off. And I was too busy worrying about trying to get something filmed for everybody.
For shame, you're fired.
So I still gotta blow off. Probably because of where I put it. Your finger's in front of the camera.
No, it isn't.
That's about all she wrote. Your finger's still in front of the...
No, it isn't.
So, we're done with this one, guys. I don't know if y'all can see me good or not. I got lots of little trees here hanging in the way.
Unscented.
Unscented. Yeah, they haven't had smell in a long, long time. So, alright, let me get these earbuds out. We're about to run to the next property. This one is done. You want to do the charge on this one? Don't forget, send that invoice to email. He asked us to do it email. It's easier for him. So, yeah. All right, so that's property 1 down. We've got 5 more to go today, and that is it. We're kind of on a slim schedule today. And I think our overall... Review and send, yes. Email. There you go.
Dun, dun,
Right, hit the home button once. Home button.
Okay, I have to wait to do stuff.
There you go. All right, today's work is going to be worth $356, and I think we'll be done by about 3 o'clock. We got an early start today, about 8:20 maybe.
I think we'll be done long before that.
She thinks we'll be done even before that.
I'm the unprocrastinator when it comes to getting these things done.
Well, I think it's going to take longer because I plan on filming as much as I can today and putting a video out for you guys. Trying to give you guys as many little tips and tricks that I know, which aren't all my own knowledge. Obviously, I learned a lot of this stuff from a bunch of other guys out there in the community. But it's definitely super important to work together as a team if you've got a partner. Right, babe?
Yeah.
If she's doing something, I'm doing something. If I'm doing something, she's doing something. We try not to stand around and watch each other any chance we get. So, like say if I'm finishing up, she's loading up the trimmers, getting her machine blown off, got the backpack blower going, getting ready to clean up, that kind of thing. We're always trying to make up time wherever we can because obviously in this industry, time is money. And anytime you guys can have route density, go for it. If you've got a property in a neighborhood, take the time to drop some business cards or some door hangers, or even go knock on doors and say, hey, I'm in the neighborhood. We're servicing your neighbor over here. Would you like me to give you a quote today? That kind of thing. It really makes a difference on getting your route density together. So 2 years ago, I showed up on one property and ended up getting all 5 houses all the way around it. You know what I mean? Because I went and I knocked on the doors and I said, hey, my name's Joshua. I cut grass over here. Blah, blah, blah. Would you guys like a quote? And sure, yeah, let me get a quote. And you know what I mean? And then next thing you know, you've got 4 or 5 properties all together. Drop the tailgate one time and, load up an hour and a half later and make 120 bucks or whatever your minimum rate is. Especially when you get into the tight neighborhoods, man, it's the perfect setup for you. But we're moving on, heading out to Miss Mary's house, and we are going to pound out about, what do you think this is, about 3 acres? Roughly 3 acres. I'm putting you in the backyard today.
I said I called it, so I got to it first.
You called the backyard? Yep. Okay. Let's take a walk out back before we start cutting, or I'll do the perimeter, and I'll give you an idea. If it seems like it's soft out back, I'll give you that cutoff line to go to. Because I heard the back of her property definitely does pick up
retain some water,
some major moisture, and if we're not careful, we'll end up being in the wet, and I have to go get a tow strap and yank her out. So let's try to avoid that wherever possible. All right, guys, so we're getting ready to start on the next one. I like this property because there's virtually 0 trimming anywhere. Every once in a blue moon, I do a little work around these beds and just do a flip edge, redefine the bed edge, and that's it. Everything's been sprayed around the perimeters and stuff, so we don't have to do anything when it comes to that. But we're gonna see if I give you guys any major video on this one. You guys have seen this a bunch of times. I might do a quick little hyperlapse, something like that, but that'll be all. Alright guys, so I just wanted to give you guys a quick tip. Now, I'm not an expert, right? I mean, I guess I run a lawn care business, but this is the tip that I give. Anytime you have a large, wide obstruction like this, you have 2 options of how you're going to cut it. You keep making loops around, right? And then running the next line through. Or you use that obstruction and you stop and you turn around and keep cutting your lines through while leaving this side uncut, right? Does that make sense? Now the tip to that is when you come over here and you go to line up for your next row, you're going to look straight out down the line and make sure that you're nice and lined up. Obviously, keeping your deck edge to edge and doing a good job of that will help you keep straight. But making sure that you're lining up nice and straight with that next line and running it will really make those lines pop and really get you that follow through of the lines. So that when you do come to this point over here, you can pick them up cleanly and not have one be a little bit off, a little bit wonky, right? So I'll put you guys back in hyperlapse and you can try and watch, kind of watch what I'm doing here. Alright, so Wendy's pretty well finished with the back, but just to put it into perspective, now see, that was the whole point of getting these lines to run through. Now, because we have the house in this position, now I got to finish the rest of this. But see, now this is a definite challenge right here. Trying to make these lines run through on the other side of all these trees. We mulched these recently, about, I don't know, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. And then we got to try and make these lines run all the way through here. And it's a low light situation, so it's kind of in that position where you're like, it's actually very difficult to see the lines. So, you know, I do the best that I can. I don't guarantee that it's always perfect right through this section, but at least out by the road where everything is seen, it looks really good. We do the best we can right here. Tell Wendy to cut it. So I'm going to drop you guys back in hyperlapse and try to continue filming this. Alright guys, so we just got finished up here and we're loading up. Wendy's strapping down at the moment. Right, babe? That went pretty well, didn't it? Yeah. This is one of my favorites to cut because it just always looks so dang good. It's not fertilized, but it is weed treated. From what I understand, I think Paradise Lawn Care comes out and does the weed treat, and then we mow. And I do this at a fairly discounted rate. I don't charge my premium what I typically would. Just to be flat out honest with you guys, a property this size, I would typically be coming in around $100, $110 to cut this. But you know, because of extenuating circumstances and the person that I'm cutting for, you know, will you hold that? I really like to try and give a discount for widows, and she's a widow, so you know, I don't like to try and gangbuster our elderly. I have a lot of respect for them. So we still make money on this property. It's not a snap ton, but we make money on it. It's profitable, not great profitable, but we cover our fuel expenses and our time, and that's what counts in this game, I guess. Do I want every job to be super profitable? Sure, who doesn't? But I also believe in giving back to the community and doing the best I can for our elderly, so that's where we're at with it. Came out nice. Moving on to the next. So while I was over there just busting my butt, working away, old Wendy over here.
I saw pretzels, I had to.
She's got some of those Snyder of Hanover, the
Honey mustard and onion.
The honey mustard and onion.
Pretzel pieces.
So she was over here smiggity smash, and I walked up, she's like, like, are you eating? She's like, Man, it's, I'm not saying it's hot out here, because it's only 70 degrees, but
it's humid.
It is humid.
93% so far. But now
sure.
It'll be 100 before the day's over.
Oh, well, that one's done.
Turn the camera back that way.
Okay, well that one's done. We're moving on. We're going to go grab a quick break, use the bathroom at the gas station, and then get on to the next. So this is probably all we're going to film for you guys today, to be honest with you. It just takes up a lot of space on the camera and a lot of time, and we are hoping to try and get them done by 3. So
the rest of these aren't very big except for the last one we're going to do.
yeah. So I hope you guys like the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And yeah, support your local community, guys. Yes, we all got to make money, and we're all trying to make a profit. But there are also times when you can help out your community. Giving a discounted rate for somebody who's in not the greatest of financial situation, or who is a widow, or you get. But follow your heart on it, man. You know what I mean? Like, I could have easily said I want this much money, but instead I do what I feel is right in my heart. Am I still making a profit? Yes. So, thank you guys. Keep watching. God bless. We out.